I want to start off by saying a lot of people in the comments have mentioned that I'm not her mother, so I should really just shut up and stay out of it. And I do get that, because I try really hard to make sure I stay in my lane. But I just want everybody to realize and remember here, this is a child that we're talking about when she was in preschool at age 4. The other grandma and I would take turns picking her up from preschool. My son worked a 9 to 5. At one point, I picked her up from preschool, and she said to me, "Can you pick me up every day instead of the other grandma picking me up?" And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because you look like a mom, and my other grandma looks like a grandma. And all the other kids have a mom pick them up. I'm the only one that has a grandma pick me up." We know that grandmas pick kids up from school everywhere, but that was just her perception because her preschool was very small.
She's been embarrassed from early on.
Right. That incident, it was just a life-changing moment for me. I realized that I'm not just a grandma that's helping. I was filling in as the mother role, and I think that's
why she calls you mom.
Yeah.
Or did, at least,
she
for a
did
long
call
time.
me mom for a lot of years. To see that little kid be heartbroken over the fact that she didn't have a mom in her life just changed my whole perspective of everything. Another thing is a lot of the stuff that the person in question says is that my son paying for extracurriculars is inconsistent. The reason that's so ridiculous is because she's asking for things like she wants M's cell phone paid for.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Right. For one, she has a cell phone with a data plan, like, regular cell phone. Does the person in question pay for that? She does pay for the service plan every month. M also has an iPad that has data on it. It's the same, anybody that does it for their kids, it's the same cost as a phone line.
Same plan.
The same plan, it's right. So my son pays for the iPad data, and then the person in question pays for the phone service plan. It's the same price, but those are the things like she leaves out context when she goes online and says, his payments for blah, blah, blah are inconsistent. He's not paying you for the phone plan because he pays for the iPad, and that's just the way that it is. And to be honest, if we go to court about either one of those things, neither one of those things are considered a necessity. Putting a roof over the kid's head, feeding the kid, buying the kid clothes, those are all things that are necessities. I don't really even think you can include a phone plan for an 11-year-old child as part of a necessity.
I wanted to touch on, too, about how she dogs Bobby so badly for his child support that he gets from her.
Right.
You're basically degrading any female who also gets child support.
You're minimizing every other mother on the planet that receives child
Everybody
support.
who receives child support, just you shouldn't pay it, or dad
Correct.
shouldn't pay it either. Because let's not forget, you were a deadbeat for 3 years. You were nowhere to be found, didn't pay $1 for that kid for 3 years.
Yes.
So then what did she do? Paid child support for a couple months and then stopped paying it?
Yes. That's
Consider it reimbursement for the 3 years that you were off doing God only knows what, instead of being at home taking care of your child.
Absolutely. Somebody had asked in the questions why Bobby didn't take her for child support when she was missing. The lawyer had instructed him several times, please do this, it's going to be important, you're going to be happy that you did it down the line. I think I mentioned before, she didn't have any money, she didn't have a place to live, she was in and out of rehab, in and out of halfway houses. He was just hopeful that she would get her shit together. So he was just trying to not put any more burdens on her. He did at one point sue the grandparents for child support, because his lawyer at the time said if they want to fight for the role of parent, then they need to assume the responsibility of a parent. That got denied by the courts because the other grandparents only had temporary custody.
It was never meant to be a full-time thing.
It was never meant to be, a permanent custody order. If it had changed from temporary to permanent, then in fact he would have been awarded child support from them. A lot of people online have also asked about what their allegations were to try to get custody off of Bobby when the person in question was MIA. So if you look on Allegheny County Family Court website, all of this is public record. Anyone can look it up. The other grandparents made allegations against my son. They had actual motions filed in court for a judge to hear this. When the child comes back from dad's house and goes to the other grandparent's house, she refuses, a 3-year-old refuses to drink white milk. She'll only drink chocolate milk.
It's funny even when you say
It is
that
funny
they did that.
I don't think people are going to believe me when they
And
hear
the cheap
it.
blue drink.
Yes. So their complaints were that my son gave her chocolate milk instead of white milk. Their other complaint was when I had dropped my granddaughter off to them, that she had a bottle full of a cheap blue drink. Meanwhile, it was just Gatorade. It was Gatorade.
Which is not cheap.
Yeah. They filed a court motion saying the other grandma
Or
gives
illegal.
her-
It's not illegal.
No. They
From the
called-
woman who was serving her high schooler champagne cocktails.
Correct. Absolutely.
Which is but
right.
not blue Gatorade, though.
Right.
Don't you dare come with that cheap blue Gatorade.
Right.
But champagne cocktails.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Those are okay for a 15-year-old. Yeah. The moral compass is
The
so screwed up.
hypocrisy
It's
runs
wild.
deep.
It's wild.
Yeah.
One of the other allegations was that my son let M, as a toddler, in August, the summer heat, sleep in a diaper. How dare he? That he wasn't putting pajamas on her. And their proof of this was the fact that when they tried to put pajamas on this toddler, that she threw a temper
If the
tantrum.
tantrum was too much for you, you should have gave her back.
Yeah, thank you.
You should've
Thank you.
just
Thank you.
not taken your
Actually,
dick.
it's funny you bring that up because that reminds me of something that they also asked for in court, that we send her over to them always with freshly washed hair, because the other grandma could not get down on her hands and knees to wash the toddler's hair in the bathtub.
Zanny Granny. She's probably too drunk to get back up. That's why.
So, yes, we had to make sure her hair was freshly washed every time she went to the other grandparents, because the other grandma could not get up and down off the floor.
Oh
This
my.
is the stuff that they brought to court to try to get this baby off of my son.
And they were probably laughed at.
They were absolutely laughed at.
Embarrassed
The
themselves.
judge had scolded them multiple times for
Wasting his time.
wasting.
Because
Yeah,
they
it
don't
was
like
actually
when
a
you do
female
that.
Judge, yeah, wasting
They don't
her
like
time.
when you
Yeah.
waste their time.
Please
Pull up the docket.
Pull it up. Actually, if we do another video for any reason, I'll try to get them printed out. The other thing that we want to touch on is the person in question made mention she has minions in the Reddit. Doing
Oh yeah.
recon work.
She lives in the Reddit chat.
Her saying that she has minions doing recon work is wild. That right there is evidence that she has never really been in custody court, because her saying she's taken that to the judge, that's a complete joke. If she thinks any judge is giving her any time for her to go over her diary notes.
They got too many cases and too much serious shit
Yes.
to worry about.
Yeah,
you think people were talking bad about you on the internet. People have been talking bad about you on the internet since day one.
Correct.
It's not our fault.
They funnel you through court like cattle. It's like you have a few minutes,
Especially
to
the
say what you
family
gotta
court.
say, and it's
Especially
boom, boom,
family
boom,
court.
boom, 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 boom.
So for us to continue to make videos, we can. Do we want to? Not exactly. But
No.
the bottom line, the purpose, the point, the reason we're taking the time to do this, take that baby off the internet and you won't ever hear from us again.
Correct.
Stop running your mouth. Take that baby off the internet. Our foot comes off your neck.
Yeah.
And not a minute sooner.
And if you don't want to stop running your mouth, I am completely confident that you and I would be willing to have an in-person discussion with her.
Absolutely.
She could bring up what her issues are, and we could give you our view on it.
Calmly.
Calmly, cunty.
Cunty.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason she doesn't know how court works and she thinks she's going to be able to take the Reddit in there is because...
She's only been there in a red jumpsuit.
Correct. She's never been to
She's
family
never been
court
to family court.
fight for her daughter. Anything that's happened through the courts thus far with her and my son, whether it be child support or custody, has all been over the phone hearings with either court officers or mediators. We haven't actually seen a judge for anything. A judge has signed off on different things they've agreed on, but we've never argued any points of this case in front of a judge yet. She doesn't know how court works because when my son fought her parents for custody, she stopped showing up, which
There
is
is court
how
next
she
week.
lost her custody.
There is court
Yes.
next week, so she's
There
about
is
to
court
find out next week
right,
how it works.
Right, and court next week is for her saying that my son is in contempt of court for violating the non-disparagement agreement, and my son saying that she's in contempt of court for violating the agreement to not have M's image
on the internet. Right. Not just an emoji over the face.
Correct.
That's a loophole.
Yeah, it's showing her body from behind, showing her in, little tiny clothes, giving her voice, recording her when she's sick, which is completely disgusting. Like, leave the poor baby alone when she's sick.
Yeah.
Give her a
Zero
shred of privacy.
Zero privacy.
It's crazy. At one point, the other grandparents, when my son was fighting them for custody, or they were fighting him for custody, they had a private investigator following myself and my son. What they were trying to get at, I don't even know, but the private investigator could not bring forth a single stitch of evidence against me or my son. There was nothing useful for him in court after they followed us around from 2 to 4 months. I don't know exactly when it started, but I mean, if a private investigator had followed the other grandparents around, now that would have been interesting. That would have been worthwhile.
Zanny Granny wouldn't have been pleased.
No, Zanny Granny would have been
because
real
her
upset.
dad has, maybe still has a whole ass girlfriend.
Correct.
While married to Zanny Granny.
So while these people are actively trying to take my granddaughter off of my son, the other grandfather is
Taco night with the girlfriend.
Correct. And that's because the person in question and her father shared devices and, like, I guess, iCloud
information
stuff
or something.
when the person in question was in
They
high
were
school.
both logged into an iPad or something.
Right.
Their iMessages were synced.
So sometimes the person in question gets messages that are meant for her father still on her device, which is how she found out that her dad's mistress was telling the dad to bring
cheese and wine.
Cheese and
for
red
taco
wine
night.
for taco night. So the person in question called me, asking me,
not good.
What should we do with, what do I do? Do I tell my mom?
But he's the most amazing man ever.
Correct.
On a
puts him
pedestal.
On a pedestal. Right. So,
he called the police on you and cheats on your mom.
Correct.
So he's a snitch and a pig.
There you
being
go.
honest.
And he's a pastor at the
and
local church.
And a pastor at the church.
So he is actively counseling other couples with their marital problems or infidelity scenarios while he has a whole ass girlfriend and they do taco night.
The hypocrisy from.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
taught her well.
Right. It's one life they live.
And then to say that's her, she knows about it, didn't tell her mom.
Didn't tell her mom.
And that's her
Correct.
father's only form of happiness for having to deal with Zanny Granny. He deserves that.
Correct. The other grandparents, every single fender bender they've ever been in, everyone, the other grandma makes a huge lawsuit out of it.
Her neck hurts immediately.
Yeah. Something hurts every time.
That's how she's been at that boot on her foot for 2 years.
There you go.
She wants the painkillers.
I don't know anybody that every single time you've had a tiny little fender bender,
her neck's broke.
You have to sue somebody. And again, this is all public record. These parents that she puts on a pedestal, they also got charged with tax evasion. So, like...
Oh, I forgot about that.
These people aren't perfect by any means.
And neither is she.
Right.
Or as much as she claims to be.
Right. Before you go deciding you want to air somebody else's bullshit.
Don't forget about what bullshit we know.
Correct. And you want to play spin doctor and leave out context and then add in what makes it sound good for
we didn't
your
even
narrative.
get to the siblings yet.
Right.
Plenty of content here. Plenty.
Right. There's a reason why you don't see siblings hang out with her, socialize with her. My granddaughter has spent next to zero time other than holidays and family birthdays with her cousins. Why? Why does your sister not hang out with you? Why does your brother not come around? Somebody explain to me why this family is so disjointed. I don't get it.
It's a major difference for us too because ours is the complete opposite.
Correct. The person in question used to rave about how much she loved being a part of our family functions. Our family gets together and does big Christmas parties. We do the haunted do the haunted truly hayride every year. Mm-hmm. There's a large group of people that are exes and that we all get together and do stuff for the holidays. Her family doesn't do that. It's a shame that they don't, but the person in question was always welcome to come to our family functions and enjoy our family traditions.
Until now.
And she ruined that for herself.
Right.
She would have honestly been welcome, even though Bobby has moved on with another partner and they have a house together. she would have still been welcome.
Right.
We do that a lot.
I mean, I show up.
Right, right.
That's the same thing. I mean, I don't know. That kind of stuff just doesn't matter to us. There
Right.
doesn't need to be any animosity or tension. Everybody gets along fine
Yes.
until they don't.
Yeah.
My unsolicited advice to Abby is just go to rehab. Check yourself in for 30 days. Come out fresh with a new chip and start over, because this is not what you're doing now is not working. They're calling you out for the use, the Adderall, the manic episodes, the highest dose of Lexapro, whatever it is that you need to do to get through your day. Instead of going across the country to bang dope and the rehab counselor, check yourself in somewhere local. 30 days, get in, get out, get it wrapped up and over with, and start fresh is the only chance that you are going to have when we're done with you to salvage what you have out there right now. And really the only other option is take her off the internet.
Yeah.
If you want our
Yes.
foot off your neck, take her off the internet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Take that baby off the internet. Stop talking bad about my son and the rest of the family.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a comeback. We'll play Eye of the Tiger for you. We will. We will play Eye of the Tiger for you. When
We'll
you
do a
come out
whole
of
video
rehab.
about it.
Yes.
Check
Yep.
yourself in, get some help, come back fresh.
Yeah. I think everybody would love to see it.
I would love to see it. To be
Thank you.
honest. I
Thank
would
you.
love to see it. I wish we had a champagne cocktail to cheers to that.
I know.
We should have got our champagne.
We need to head to P.F. Chang's.